Hey guys, what is happening and welcome back to the channel. So first of all, I just wanted to make an announcement. So I have created another channel. This channel is called Market Mania and the link's going to be in the description below to that channel, and it's going to be all about finance, investing, trading, everything like that. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, then please subscribe to that channel. Link is going to be in the description below. So today's video, guys, is basically on about stagnation and inflation. Statistics Canada just came out with an inflation reading today, and we're going to talk about that and what that means for Canada and the economy. So without further ado, guys, let's jump right into this video. Okay guys, so the cost price index rose to 3.4% year over year in April last month as Statistics Canada put out the figures this morning. So basically what that means is prices of goods in the CPI index rose by 3.4%. And that is a lot. It hasn't risen by that much in 10 years. And that was post 2008 recession. And this comes all at a time when the economic powerhouse of the country, which is Ontario, which is where most consumers live, and Ontario is in a lockdown. So actually a lot of places are closed, a lot of people aren't able to go out and buy goods. Yet you have the CPI index rising this fast, which is kind of scary, to be honest. And we also, it looks like anyway, I'm hesitant to say, but it looks like we've seen a peak in the housing market as well, which was in some provinces in March, in others in April, but that seems to have peaked now. And we've seen the same thing happen in Bitcoin, lumber, and many other asset classes. So it's not just housing prices, it's a lot of different things that are also peaking and starting to decline ever so slightly. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is no crash yet, but it's certainly something to see. Finally, people are starting to sit back and think, what is going on here? There's something going on here, which there certainly is. And I recently spoke with a subscriber on the phone. His name was Alex, and we had a really good discussion on what's going on in Canada right now. And to be honest, he was part of the inspiration to making this video. I felt like I had to put it out there. Now, a lot of you guys are probably going to think this video is negative, and it's not negative. I'm just trying to put the facts out there so people can actually get the facts instead of reading news headlines that are just designed to jerk you side to side and make you feel anxiety, depression, and all kinds of other things. Now, don't think this is not a negative thing. And the reason why I'm creating my finance and investing channel is simply because I'm sick of seeing people in the middle class and the lower class who are now starting to think that investing is a good thing and getting into financial markets is a good thing, and they're getting absolutely slaughtered because they just don't have a clue what they're doing. So that was the fundamental reason why I created that. I have no bias here, so you just have to remember that, like, where we are now, I don't get paid to make these videos. I don't have sponsors and everything like that, like CTV and all these other news networks, Fox, CNN, NBC, who all put out these reports and stuff. But the thing is, and I'm not trying to scare you either, you really shouldn't be scared by this. It should just make you think, and you shouldn't take everything I say as the facts. You should always go and do your own research before making any sorts of adjustments to your portfolio or whatever. The thing is, inflation, I was talking about with Alex, the fact that everything is going up in price, and he was really concerned. He lives in Ontario. And he was really concerned with how everything is going up in price and how yet there are so many people unemployed. It is a true thing. Like here in Calgary, we have over 9% in unemployment, which is huge. It's absolutely huge. Yet we have people acting like we have 2% employment when they go and buy houses. And that's not to mention the probable 11 to 12% of jobs that are at risk once government stimulus ends. And that's not to say that they're all going to go at the same time. Let's face it, guys, there are loads of jobs that are paid for right now by the government. And that is eventually going to end, and we will see an end to that. And there's a couple of reasons which I will talk about on my other channel, because I don't want to bore you guys to death with this. Basically, with this inflation now going so high during lockdowns, it really kind of, you ask the question, like, what next? Because once people come out of lockdowns, I think we'll definitely see the real estate market start diving, and we'll see the cost of everything start shooting up. And that will really put more pressure on people who bought and overextended themselves during this pandemic. And the thing is, which you have to bear in mind, is when the banks come out, all the banks, all the major institutions in Canada have come out and said to the government, you need to do something to pump the brakes on this housing market. And just bear in mind, guys, that goes against their core philosophy, which is making money. Because these guys make money every time you take out a mortgage. They make money from the interest, and they make money from the bond that they pile your mortgage into and then sell to investors. And then the investors get the dividends, and they get fat fees for selling them the bonds. So they make money from mortgages, and they are saying you need to do something to pump the brakes. And another really concerning thing which I saw, which was not publicized anywhere, and it was that on April 20th, I think it was a record day for the amount of mortgage leverage, so the amount of total debt that was issued on April 20th. So the fact that you're probably thinking, well, I'm hearing that people are going with like no conditioned offers and all these different things. Yeah, right. So it asks the question, like, we're being told people have all this money, but do they really? Because mortgage debt is absolutely exploded over this pandemic. And that just goes to show that these houses are now not becoming assets anymore. They are just pure debt, and they're just waiting for a reckoning, which is going to come. I believe the real estate market right now is in a similar position to what it was in when there was a speculative bubble that formed in the late 80s, and then it was collapsing through the 90s. And it was under similar circumstances, actually, as we have today. We have people speculating that loads of immigrants are going to come, even though immigrants can come right now and they're not coming. And then I have on the other side, lots of immigrants telling me that they're planning to move back to their respective countries because, hey, guess what? If somebody from Moldova lives in Toronto and their house is worth $3 million and they bought it for $200,000 like 25 years ago, then they're gonna sell that, go back to Moldova, buy a place for 100,000 euros, and then they're gonna live like a king for many, many years. And a lot of people are gonna be doing that. They're gonna think, why stay here, suffer everything going up in cost, suffer having no money? When you think about it, guys, yeah, people in Toronto can say, you know, I bought this house for 200,000, now it's worth $1 million. But that's nothing if you don't have access to that cash. And what I mean by that is, until the person actually sells it and parts with that asset, has the money in their bank, minus all the fees, capital gains, and everything else, they don't have that money. It's all just bullshit. And a lot of people talk like that in Ontario, and the same in BC, like they're some kind of smart ass, just because the market timing was so great for them and it was in a line that they bought just after actually a crash. But the funny thing is, nobody remembers the crash because the generation that saw the crash and had actually owned the homes during the crash, they're like the 60, 70-year-old Canadians, which aren't on YouTube and they're not on social media, and those stories aren't really widely publicized. But you've only got to talk to older Canadians to know that markets go up and down in cycles. And the thing is, it's not just real estate. We've seen these bubbles spill into other markets, like we've got Bitcoin, a huge bubble, lumber prices bubble, everything like bubbling. It's all speculation on what's going to happen in the future. And it's so dangerous, the amount of cash that's been pumped into these things. I mean, lumber has tripled in price, and it's starting to finally end as the look of it. But then again, I think with all these things, you will see a fall, and then you'll see a lot of people will think, well, you know, I'm just gonna buy now because it's affordable to me. And then they buy, and then the prices go up a little bit, and then there's no demand there again, and they start tanking. And a lot of people don't understand all the rules and stuff that are written into their mortgage contracts when they take it out. Because, you know, it's like a book when you get your mortgage contract. Who sits there and reads through all the terms? They don't give you a fact sheet of all the things you should be told when you take out a mortgage. They just say, hey, here's where you sign on this page, this page, this page, this page. And people just sign. They just want the home at the end of the day. They don't really care. And it's the same with home equity line of credits and all the rest of it. I mean, I've had the bank, despite we have enough liquid assets and cash and everything, I've had the bank offering me and my girlfriend multiple lines of credit during the pandemic, and we obviously haven't took advantage, but I keep getting emails saying you're pre-approved for this line of credit. She keeps getting emails. And the whole idea of that is to get people suckered into this debt that they have no idea how they're gonna pay back. And now prices are going up. It is really, really dangerous, I think, because you've got these prices going up and you've got stagnation. And stagnation is basically when you have inflation, but the economy isn't inflating at all. Like, good inflation is when the economy is going up, inflation is going up, wage growth is also going up. That is good inflation. But stagnation is when wage growth is flat or going down, and then you've got the inflation going up, and then you've got the economy just going sideways or down. At the present moment, it's just going sideways. And we still haven't recovered from the pandemic. The economy still hasn't recovered. And a lot of people forget. A lot of people really forget this. And I just want to say this because everybody seems to forget this. So before the pandemic, the actual economy was not doing very well, and it was actually forecasted to head into a recession in 2020. And you can go and look that up. You can see all the archives of the media articles, and you can even go to investing.com, just look at GDP, and you will see that GDP was slowly dwindling down just as the cost of everything was going up and people's spending power was being squeezed in a vice. And then, team with that, also everybody seems to forget that right before the pandemic, Toronto home prices hit a record high, and there was a huge spike. And that was in the winter, which is meant to be the quietest months. And that happened right before the pandemic. It was in February of 2020. Just go back and look that up. And everybody seems to forget this. And then everybody, like right now, is saying, oh, it's the pandemic, it's pent-up demand, it's all these things. It's just a cycle, guys. It just goes round and round. And this one has been an unusually long cycle, don't get me wrong. But in the next couple of years, I believe this cycle is coming to an end, if not sooner than that. You know, there are certain things that you can do to protect yourself against that happening. And that's why I've created this whole channel. And I know a lot of people are very interested in investing and generally look at the wrong people, the wrong videos, and do it all the wrong way. And that is why I precisely created this channel. So please check that out. Link is in the description. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you're here to the end, I know you're a true subscriber, and thank you so much, and smash that like button. I know you guys that stay till the end will do that. And please subscribe to that other channel, because I'm there to build a community and help you guys in a different way. And I don't want to bore everybody on the main channel that is interested in life in Canada and everything like that. And at the end of the day, guys, this is nothing negative. Things just go like this. There's massive up periods and then things go down, and that is cycles of the economy. All that we've got to do is hope that when the cycle is finished, and when the pieces start to be picked back up and pieced together again, that they do it in a better way. So guys, thank you so much for subscribing. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this video was something meaningful for you. And as always guys, peace and love from me. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.